Welcome back to Southwest Yard and Garden. I'm John White. Today we're going to be talking about cylinder gardening, and this is kind of a form of container gardening, but we're going to be using the plastic 5-gallon buckets that are found easily in restaurants, hardware stores, different areas. You know, a lot of times they're used for different purposes, and so they're pretty easily found, and a lot of times you can get them in free quantities. First we want to do is take the lid off if it does have a lid. And then we have the cylinder, and what we need to do is take the bottom off so that there's not a bottom on it, and we're going to cut the cylinder in half, and that way we'll end up with two perfectly sized cylinders. We're going to cut the handle loose here, pull it off and take the handle off because that won't be needed, so we're just getting that out of the way. So what we want to do is come over here and take a ruler. And these buckets are about 14 inches in size, so we're going to mark our midpoint with a marker. And then we can take our saw, and you can use different kinds of saws. If you're using a power saw, you just want to be very, very careful that no fingers are in the way. And sometimes with these slick buckets, they move easily, and your saw can move around on the plastic since it's real slick. We built a little form here with a couple 2x4s on it to help hold the bucket so it doesn't move as easily. And so we'll just get started with the saw. So we're going to saw the bucket in half. So we'll make a cut through it, and for just speed of purposes, I've got one that's already finished here that we'll bring in, but we want to make the cut all the way around and then cut the bottom off of the bucket also, and that way we'll have a bucket ready. So if we've done that, we'll have two cylinders made out of one bucket. You can see there's no bottom, and we took the handle off. So what we're going to want to do now is go ahead and make our cylinder. I'm just going to flip the board around here for ease, and we'll put a cylinder on it. And then we want to take some soil, and this is a soilless mix that has no garden soil in it at all. It's a mix of vermiculite and peat moss. And we're going to fill the bucket about 3/4 full. And the reason we're using a soilless mix is because we want a mix that's sterile, that doesn't have any disease problems in it. So we're going to go ahead and pack that in. We're going to plant seeds. So we'll go ahead and plant our plants in here, put a light layer of soil over it, and then we'll go ahead and water the seeds in, and the bucket or the cylinder is planted. So that's one. We'll do the same with this one, so you'll end up with two cylinders out of one bucket. And that's really a simple thing. And since it's portable, it's on a board, can be moved around, or this can be put in a school garden situation. You can put different vegetables and herbs in it and end up with quite a variety in the garden. So again, this is kind of what we're going to do, so let's go take a look at one in use right now. Okay, we're in the garden of Tom Angel, and Tom is a extension educator with the Expanded Food and Nutrition Program here in Doñana County. And Tom, you've had quite a bit of experience with cylinder gardens, been using them in different programs, and tell us a little bit about them and what do you think?
Right, well, John, these were the ones that we made in your original class where you were showing us how to do the cylinder gardens. Since then, I've gone out and taught different classes, some with youth and some down in the colonias. But these were the original ones, and actually they've been doing really well. The plants that we have here are 2 tomatoes, 3 peppers, and 3 Swiss chard. I think all of them are doing very well, particularly the Swiss chard, although you wouldn't know it by looking at it. That's because we've gotten about 4 or 5 dinners out of them already.
All right.
But they've all been real hardy.
I noticed the cardboard there, we used the cardboard underneath it. I think in our earlier part we showed using wood, but you can use anything that has a fairly strong bottom on, so that gives you that portability.
Right. Originally, I had them on cardboard, and underneath that there was some wood, which I used to transport them from the office. And I also had put them over here mistakenly. Didn't realize this tree was going to grow in so full, and since it's blocked the sun, I relocated them over here where they get more direct sunlight.
Okay, look like they've done good, and of course, easy cleanup whenever you're through. You can save the soil or just pull the cylinder off and kick the soil around, work it into the ground, and you can do it again next year.
Right. Best thing I found about them so far is very low maintenance. Only thing I have to do is water them, since they already have the fertilizer in them. No weed growth around them, no weed growth per se inside the cylinders. So it's very, very low maintenance.
Well, as we can see from the surrounding soil, there are some fairly good weeds here, some vineweed and Bermuda grass and stuff. And again, with the cardboard on the bottom, it helps to prevent those weeds from coming up into the bucket. And again, having them clean around, you're working with pretty sterile soil mix, so you don't have to worry about diseases and introduction of weed seed.
Right. And they've proved to be so simple. I'm going to be planting the entire garden in about 2 weeks, and I've decided I'm going to do it in containers rather than direct into the soil, since it's going to be a lot better.
Now, how often are you finding you have to water these?
I'd say daily, and even at daily, if it's a real hot, full sun day, they are fairly dry just by the end of that 12-hour period of sunlight. So definitely I keep them watered every day to keep them healthy.
Okay. We talked a little bit about fertilizer, and we do want to either work a slow release fertilizer into the soil mix when it's first put together, or come in with a fertilizer afterwards, because this soil is a sterile soil, so there's not a lot of nutrient in it, so it needs to be added artificially.
And these we did use the time release fertilizer in, so the maintenance on them again is just the water. I don't have to be worried about fertilizing them.
Okay.
But I think they're doing pretty well.
Well, Tom, it looks like you're doing good with the garden, and I wish you the best with future cylinder gardens. But this is a great idea for youth and maybe some senior citizens. If you happen to be a parent of some children, and this might be a good school project that they might want to look at. And if we can get you some more information on that, be sure and contact us, and we can get you the information on how to do this. So Tom, again, thank you for being on the show.
Nice seeing you again.